I was in the US when that happened, and people could pick up on my accent, and every state I went to, they're like, "Is it true that in Canada, the cops are telling you to put the keys by the door?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like,
Yeah,
there was a time when we used to say stupid things about Americans, and now they're saying it about us.
I know. They're looking at
Right?
us like, "You guys have absolutely lost the plot. Absolutely lost the plot."
A little bit.
I If I
Let's
can,
oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna go back to your arguments about how, we can't defend ourselves. That individual you mentioned, it might have been Saskatchewan. There was a farm where 3 boys tried to break into the farmer's property, steal his vehicle, and he fired a shot in the air, and then he tried to get the keys, and one of the boys ended up dying. Uh, those boys ended up they were actually First Nations, and I think it was the minister of justice came out and said, "No, no, no, we're going to look into this," because originally he was found not guilty, and then the prime minister came out and said something, and then the Law Society in Toronto moved, hand in hand, marched against the farmer who defended his property. Now, whatever you believe, if you believe that was an act of racism, and the farmer, intentionally murdered them because he didn't like First Nations. The issue is when these things happen, you erode your right to self-defense. Like that's to me, that's what that was. When
Mhm.
I think it was Prime Minister Trudeau came out and said, you don't have a constitutional right, or he said you don't have a right in Canada to defend yourself with a gun. Well, that's
Yeah.
not true. I'm not a lawyer, by any stretch of the imagination, but precedent law, like common law, allows you to defend yourself with a gun, but not when the prime minister comes out and says that. Uh, what I feel is happening is the concept of sovereignty, individual sovereignty, is quickly evaporating. So where before you had a mom and a dad, and they made all the decisions, they took care of the kids, they fed for them, provided for them, defended for them. Now we're slowly moving towards a more, communist system where the government has usurped that role, and that
Mhm.
includes self-defense. So right now, like if I walked up to Tyler and punched him in the face, it's almost like he has no recourse except to call the cops.